Michael J. Fox. He had it all: fame, charm, and a career that made history. But what if the brightest smiles hide the deepest struggles? For Michael J. Fox, life wasn't as perfect as it seemed. Behind the blockbuster roles and red carpets lay a secret battle that would change everything. What was he fighting, and how did he keep going? The truth will leave you speechless. Michael J. Fox, A Battle in the Shadows. At just 29, Michael J. Fox seemed unstoppable. A Hollywood powerhouse with blockbuster roles, a new marriage to Family Ties co-star Tracy Pollan, and the world at his feet. But in 1991, his world shifted with a life-altering diagnosis: Parkinson's disease. Behind the cameras, the actor faced a nightmare he kept hidden for 7 years. While he maintained his signature charm and wit in public, privately, Fox wrestled with the reality of a degenerative condition. He tried everything: experimental drugs, surgeries, and grappled with the emotional toll it took on his young marriage. Reflecting on the moment he broke the news to Pollan, Fox said, "We cried that first time, and then never again. From that point, we just lived." By 1998, Fox revealed his diagnosis and transformed his pain into purpose. Founding the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, he became a beacon of hope for millions. Despite the devastation, Fox remains resilient, an optimist facing unimaginable challenges with unshakable resolve. His story isn't just about tragedy, it's about the extraordinary strength to keep moving forward. Michael J. Fox battling demons in the dark. After Michael J. Fox's shocking Parkinson's diagnosis in 1991, his world began to unravel. Fame, charm, and a picture-perfect marriage weren't enough to shield him from the fear and despair that followed. Unable to face the reality of his condition, Fox turned to an old companion: alcohol. It was a habit he thought he'd left behind when he married Tracy Pollan in 1988, trading his rock star antics for stability. Gone were the days of limo rides with his head out the sunroof and a beer in each hand, or so he thought. But the diagnosis brought those destructive habits rushing back. Alcohol became his crutch, numbing the pain of an uncertain future. Night after night, Fox drank to forget. It all came to a head in 1992 when Pollan found him passed out in their living room after yet another drinking binge. Her reaction wasn't explosive anger, it was something far more sobering. Fox described the moment vividly. "I did a slow scan up from her feet to her face, expecting her to be furious. But she wasn't. She was just bored." Her disappointment struck a chord. Pollan didn't yell or lecture, she simply asked, "Is this what you want? Is this who you want to be?" Those words were a wake-up call, forcing Fox to confront the path he was on. In that moment, he made a decision that would change his life. He quit drinking cold turkey and turned to therapy, a healthier, if more challenging way to face his fears. It was the first major step in his journey of resilience, a choice that marked the beginning of his fight not just against Parkinson's, but against the demons threatening to consume him. For Fox, it wasn't just about survival. It was about rediscovering the strength to truly live. What do you think motivated Michael J. Fox to turn his life around at such a low point? Share your thoughts below. Michael J. Fox, the fame that almost wasn't. Michael J. Fox's path to stardom is the stuff of Hollywood legend, but what if he'd never gotten his first big break? It nearly happened. Fox came shockingly close to missing out on the role of Alex P. Keaton in Family Ties, the part that launched his career. Producer Gary David Goldberg wasn't sold on him after an initial audition, where Fox's interpretation of the character was deemed too dark. Instead, Goldberg had his eyes on Matthew Broderick, who turned the role down. A persistent casting director believed in Fox and convinced Goldberg to give him another shot. This time, Fox nailed it, cementing his place as Alex P. Keaton. For Fox, it wasn't just a victory, it was personal. As he told the New York Post, Broderick had been his unintentional nemesis, often snagging roles before Fox even had a chance. He'd go in first for auditions, and you'd hear hands shaking. I was always losing jobs to Matthew Broderick. The victory came with its own complications. Fox's commitment to Family Ties nearly cost him the even bigger role of Marty McFly in Back to the Future. While the film's creators were determined to cast him, Goldberg initially refused to let Fox leave the sitcom. They settled on Eric Stoltz for the role of Marty, but soon realized Stoltz wasn't the right fit. The filmmakers doubled down on their efforts, and Goldberg finally relented. Fox took on the role of a lifetime, juggling grueling schedules to film Family Ties by day and Back to the Future by night. It's hard to imagine anyone else as Marty McFly or Alex P. Keaton, but Fox's journey to these iconic roles wasn't just luck, it was persistence, talent, and the right second chances at just the right time. Michael J. Fox living with Parkinson's. Michael J. Fox has spent decades in an ongoing battle with Parkinson's disease, a condition that's reshaped every corner of his life. For those unfamiliar with the challenges, his daily reality paints a sobering picture. According to People, Fox relies heavily on medication to manage the tremors caused by the disease. In 1998, he underwent a thalamotomy, a brain surgery aimed at controlling the symptoms. While it provided some relief, the fight is far from over. Mobility remains a constant struggle. As the Irish Times reports, Fox often finds himself confined to a wheelchair while traveling, a situation that deeply frustrates even his famously optimistic spirit. He reflects on the dehumanizing experience. In the wheelchair, I'm luggage. I'm not expected to say much, just sit still. It's a stark reminder of how Parkinson's robs him of autonomy, leaving him at the mercy of strangers. Without medication, the effects of Parkinson's would be devastating. In his memoir, No Time Like the Future, Fox describes the grim reality. Absent a chemical intervention, Parkinson's will render me frozen, immobile, stone-faced, and mute, entirely at the mercy of my environment. Despite these challenges, Fox continues to inspire with his resilience, turning his personal battle into a platform for advocacy and hope. His story is not just about surviving, but finding ways to live fully, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Michael J. Fox, A Career of Resilience. Michael J. Fox's acting career is nothing short of extraordinary. With 76 on-screen roles and countless other credits, his legacy is secure. But his journey in Hollywood has been as unpredictable as it is inspiring, marked by not one, but 2 retirements from acting, a testament to both his resilience and his fight against Parkinson's disease. The first came in 2000, after completing 100 episodes as Mike Flaherty on Spin City. Fox stepped away to focus on advocacy and the Michael J. Fox Foundation, channeling his energy into Parkinson's research and raising awareness. For years, he stayed off screen, redefining his role as an activist rather than an actor. But Fox wasn't done. A decade later, he returned to acting, defying the odds to take on memorable roles in shows like The Good Wife and The Michael J. Fox Show. Each performance proved his talent and determination were as strong as ever. Yet, in 2019, he made the difficult decision to step away for good. At 60, Fox admitted that his diminishing vocal abilities and failing short-term memory made acting increasingly challenging. I reached the point where I couldn't rely on my ability to speak on any given day, he revealed. So, I gave it up. While his second retirement may mark the end of his time on screen, it underscores the remarkable strength he's shown throughout his life. For Michael J. Fox, stepping back isn't giving up. It's a continuation of his enduring fight to live fully no matter the obstacles. Which part of Michael J. Fox's journey inspires you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more remarkable stories. Michael J. Fox, the battle with memory loss. Living with Parkinson's disease has forced Michael J. Fox to endure countless challenges, but perhaps one of the most unexpected losses has been his memory. For an actor whose career thrived on sharp memorization and quick wit, the decline in his ability to recall lines has been especially heartbreaking. In a 2020 interview with People, Fox expressed his frustration. "I mean, it sucks. I hate it. I wish I wasn't in this situation." Throughout his career, Fox's exceptional memory was a cornerstone of his acting success. "I always had a real proficiency for lines and memorization," he shared. But as Parkinson's progressed, even his once reliable talent began to falter. His final roles proved particularly grueling, as he struggled with the heavy dialogue demands of his parts. For Fox, it was a stark reminder of how much the disease had changed his life. In response, Fox has used his platform to educate others about the cognitive challenges Parkinson's can bring. On his foundation's website, his team created a guide titled Thinking, Memory, and Parkinson's Disease to help those navigating similar struggles. Despite these losses, Fox continues to channel his experiences into advocacy and education, proving that even as Parkinson's takes from him, he remains steadfast in giving back to others. Michael J. Fox, criticized for courage. In 2006, Michael J. Fox stepped into a new spotlight, not as an actor, but as an advocate for stem cell research, appearing in a campaign ad supporting a Democratic Senate candidate in Missouri. His appearance, showing visible tremors caused by Parkinson's disease, drew immediate and controversial criticism. Conservative talk show host Rush Limbaugh accused Fox of exaggerating his symptoms, suggesting he was either off his medication or acting. Fox, ever composed, addressed the accusations head-on. "At this point now, if I didn't take medication, I wouldn't be able to speak," he explained. The truth, however, was more ironic than Limbaugh's claims. Fox wasn't under-medicated, he was over-medicated. The visible tremors were the result of dyskinesia, a side effect of Parkinson's medication that causes involuntary movements. "No one wants to be symptomatic," Fox clarified. "It's like being hit with a hammer." As Fox's advocacy work highlighted, living with Parkinson's is a constant balancing act. Dyskinesia, far from being a performance, is an exhausting and uncomfortable reality. Despite the backlash, Fox remained unwavering in his mission, using his voice and his vulnerability to raise awareness. To his credit, Limbaugh later issued an apology, but the moment stands as a testament to Fox's resilience and commitment to using his platform, no matter the criticism. Michael J. Fox, advocacy over politics. Michael J. Fox's political journey is far from what you might expect. Known first for his portrayal of Alex P. Keaton, the staunch young Republican in Family Ties, Fox's real-life political stance isn't as clear-cut. By the mid-2000s, he'd made headlines for endorsing political figures and even appearing in campaign ads. But Fox is quick to emphasize that his involvement isn't about party lines, it's about purpose. Despite often aligning with Democratic causes, Fox has also supported and voted for Republican candidates. His reasoning is simple. "I don't really care about politics," he said. Instead, his advocacy is deeply personal. His battle with Parkinson's disease drives him to push for solutions that transcend partisanship. Parkinson's is a nonpartisan problem that requires a bipartisan solution, he explains. For Fox, the fight isn't about left or right, it's about progress. His focus on bridging divides for a shared cause makes him a rare figure in a polarized world, proving that sometimes real change comes from stepping beyond politics and speaking from the heart. Do you agree with Michael J. Fox that some battles, like Parkinson's, require bipartisan solutions? Let's discuss in the comments. Michael J. Fox, a creative spirit interrupted. Michael J. Fox has always been more than an actor. His creative talents span sketching, music, and even guitar mastery. fans will never forget the iconic Back to the Future scene, where Fox's Marty McFly performed Johnny B. Good, complete with the electrifying stage moves of rock legends. It wasn't just movie magic. Fox was a competent guitarist, even jamming with Joan Jett as recently as 2018. But Parkinson's disease has slowly chipped away at these passions. In a candid 2020 interview, Fox admitted, "My guitar playing is no good. My sketching is no good anymore, my dancing never was good, and acting is getting tougher to do." While his humor remains intact, he's joked about dancing like a duck. The reality of losing these outlets is undeniable. Yet, creativity finds a way. Fox has channeled his passion into writing, a medium that remains untouched by the disease, and he's exceptional at it, penning 4 books, 3 of which proudly carry the New York Times bestseller title. For Fox, writing isn't just a refuge, it's a new frontier. As Parkinson's closes certain doors, his words continue to inspire, proving that creativity, much like resilience, can never truly be taken away. He triumphed over his illness in an extraordinary way, didn't he? Curious about what shaped such a remarkable personality? Let's dive into his journey of transformation in the next section. Childhood. Before he was Marty McFly or a household name, Michael J. Fox was a young boy navigating a nomadic childhood across Canada. Born in Edmonton, Alberta in 1961, Fox was part of a military family that moved frequently due to his father William's career in the Canadian Armed Forces. This constant change shaped much of Fox's early life. As he once recalled in a 2017 interview with CBC, "I crossed Canada a couple times before I was 10. From Alberta to Ontario and beyond, the Fox family rarely stayed in one place for long." In 1971, after his father's retirement, the family finally settled in Burnaby, British Columbia, just outside Vancouver. Here, Fox began 5th grade at Morley Elementary School, marking the first time he could truly call a place home. While life in Burnaby gave him stability, his upbringing as an Army brat left an indelible mark on his perspective. Constantly adapting to new environments taught Fox resilience and curiosity, traits that would later serve him well in the unpredictable world of Hollywood. Even after achieving global fame, Fox never forgot where he came from. "My reference for everything is my Canadian background," he told CBC. He credited his upbringing for giving him a unique lens through which he approached his roles and creative work. From hockey-loving Alberta to the laid-back suburbs of British Columbia, the Canadian experience shaped his worldview and his craft. A big risk. Michael J. Fox's journey to stardom began with a leap of faith and a big risk. As a high school student, Fox was already earning praise for his professional acting roles, even while struggling academically. Reflecting in his memoir, "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Future," Fox humorously recalled flunking drama class for too many absences. One missed class involved skipping a particularly odd assignment, crawling across the floor backward with a bag over his head while humming. Frustrated by the disconnect between his passion for acting and the constraints of school, Fox made a bold decision to drop out and pursue acting full-time. Not everyone supported his choice. One social studies teacher warned him he wasn't going to be cute forever, suggesting he was making a grave mistake. But his father, William, who had dropped out of school himself in 8th grade, stood by him. Despite being critical of his son's lackluster academics, William recognized his talent and drove him to Los Angeles, giving Fox the chance to chase his dream. The move paid off in ways no one could have predicted, but Fox never entirely let go of the idea of finishing his education. Years later, spurred on by his 4-year-old son, he earned his GED, officially closing a chapter of his life that had once felt unfinished. The risk Fox took wasn't just about leaving school, it was about betting on his talent and passion against all odds. That gamble not only launched a career that defined a generation, but also showed the power of believing in yourself. even when others don't. The college experience. While Michael J. Fox didn't follow the traditional path of high school to college, his move to Los Angeles became its own version of higher education. In his memoir, A Funny Thing Happened. On the Way to the Future, Fox likened those first 4 years in California to an intense college experience. He set a goal: make it as an actor within 4 years or reevaluate his dreams. Those years, he joked, were filled with everything a college education promised: parties, hard work, and plenty of life lessons. Living next door to a group of UCLA frat members gave Fox a taste of the campus life he might have otherwise missed, complete with free beer and college girls. But while he was enjoying the social perks of proximity, the financial reality of his dream was far less glamorous. By 1985, he told the New York Times he was constantly dodging collection agencies, receiving last-chance letters stamped in red ink. His funds were dwindling, and hope was wearing thin. Just when he was at his lowest, opportunity knocked in the form of Alex P. Keaton on Family Ties. Fox jumped at the chance. It's funny, he reflected, because at a time when I was so low I would have taken any role, the role came around. Fox's Hollywood education wasn't about lectures or textbooks. It was a crash course in resilience, sacrifice, and seizing the moment. It was a gamble, but one that paid off, launching him from a struggling actor to a star who would inspire millions. Think Michael J. Fox's Hollywood education is as impactful as a traditional college path? Let us know your opinion below and hit that subscribe button for more. Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox's leap to the big screen came courtesy of a twist worthy of a Hollywood script. The role of Marty McFly in Back to the Future wasn't originally his. It belonged to Eric Stoltz, an actor praised for his dramatic work in Mask. Stoltz had already filmed several weeks of footage when producers realized he wasn't a fit for the film's comedic tone. As director Robert Zemeckis explained, "We weren't getting the laughs we needed." The decision was made to replace Stoltz, and Fox, then riding high as Alex P. Keaton on Family Ties, was their first choice. Fox's packed schedule presented a challenge. Filming Family Ties during the day and Back to the Future at night was grueling. Reflecting on the situation, Fox called Stoltz's replacement the actor's nightmare. But how could he refuse? How can you say no to Steven Spielberg? Fox joked, quipping that Spielberg begged him on his knees, a playful exaggeration of the opportunity that came knocking. Despite the chaos, Fox delivered a performance that would define a generation. Back to the Future premiered in London in 1985, marking his big screen debut. Strangely enough, Fox had no interest in watching his own work at the time. He decided to wait until he was back in Los Angeles to see the film that would cement his status as a Hollywood icon. On and off-screen romance. In the late 1980s, Michael J. Fox was everywhere. Starring in blockbuster hits like Back to the Future and Teen Wolf, while maintaining his role as Alex P. Keaton on the hit sitcom Family Ties. But it wasn't just his career that was heating up. Life on set led to a romance that would last a lifetime. It all began when Tracy Pollan joined Family Ties to play Fox's on-screen girlfriend. Fox, impressed by her mix of strength and warmth, advocated for her casting, later telling People magazine, "Tracy had strength, but she wasn't overbearing." At the time, the pair insisted their chemistry was strictly professional. Pollan was in a relationship with Kevin Bacon, and even admitted marriage seemed like a distant idea. Meanwhile, Fox joked about fending off marriage proposals from adoring fans. By 1988, fiction turned into reality when Fox and Pollan tied the knot. Their love story blossomed into a family, with the couple welcoming 4 children, Sam, twins Aquina and Skylar, and their youngest, Esme. What started as a scripted romance became one of Hollywood's most enduring partnerships. Decades later, Fox and Pollan's bond remains a cornerstone of his life, proving that sometimes the best love stories unfold both on and off screen. Life changed in an instant. By the late 1980s, Michael J. Fox was riding high. The Back to the Future trilogy had become a cultural phenomenon, with the original film grossing over $300 million worldwide in 1985, making it the year's top-earning movie. Fox's star power soared, and so did his paycheck, skyrocketing from $250,000 for the first film to $5 million per sequel. Reflecting on the whirlwind of success, Fox remarked in 1989, "It's been a pretty busy 10 years. It's felt like 30. But in 1991, at just 29 years old, his world came to a standstill. Diagnosed with young-onset Parkinson's disease, Fox faced a reality he was utterly unprepared for. "I was so scared," he told the New York Times Magazine. The uncertainty of how quickly the disease would progress weighed heavily on him, shaking his confidence and forcing him to reevaluate his future. The diagnosis pushed Fox to prioritize quantity over quality in his career, driven by what he called time restrictions or financial pressures. In hindsight, he admitted this approach was a mistake. "It shouldn't have been to do as many quick, successful ones as I could. It should have been to do as many good ones as I could." Fox's life changed in an instant, but his response would eventually define his legacy. Though his initial choices were driven by fear, his journey became one of resilience, purpose, and finding new ways to make an impact, both on and off the screen. If you were in Michael J. Fox's shoes, how would you have handled such life-changing news? Drop your perspective below. Secret health status. While Michael J. Fox captivated audiences in films like Doc Hollywood and Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey, it was his return to television in Spin City that reminded the world of his unmatched comedic timing. Playing Deputy Mayor Michael Flaherty on the hit ABC series, Fox earned critical acclaim, securing 3 Golden Globes and an Emmy. Yet behind the scenes, he was quietly fighting a private battle that few knew about: his diagnosis with Parkinson's disease. Fox had received the life-altering news in 1991, but the initial shock left him uncertain about how to navigate his career while managing his health. For years, he kept his condition hidden, grappling with confusion and denial. It wasn't until 1996, while working on Spin City, that he began to find clarity. Reflecting on that period, Fox told the New York Times Magazine, "Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means understanding and dealing straightforwardly. When I did Spin City, I started to do that." By the time he publicly revealed his diagnosis in 1998, Fox had not only embraced his reality, but also used it as a driving force to raise awareness. His ability to balance humor, vulnerability, and strength on and off the screen transformed him into a beacon of resilience, proving that even in the face of profound challenges, one can continue to shine brightly. A huge decision. For 7 years after being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991, Michael J. Fox chose to keep his condition private. On screen, he used what he called high-level muggery, exaggerated facial expressions and physical comedy to mask his symptoms. But as the disease progressed, hiding it became increasingly difficult. By 1998, relentless paparazzi began to hound him outside his home, shouting invasive questions. Reflecting on the pressure, Fox said, "I can't make my neighbors deal with this." That same year, Fox underwent brain surgery to manage the tremors and stiffness affecting his left side. Despite the challenges, he was determined to continue acting and fulfilling his commitments. Ultimately, Fox made the courageous decision to go public with his diagnosis, not only to reclaim his privacy, but also to embrace a larger purpose. "It was a great thing," he shared, "a great opportunity to even get put in this position." By stepping forward, Fox turned what could have been a private struggle into a powerful platform for advocacy. His decision inspired countless others, proving that vulnerability and openness can turn personal battles into sources of strength and hope. What would you do if faced with a decision like Michael J. Fox's? Share your thoughts and make sure to subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one. Quickly unretired, in 2000, Michael J. Fox made the heartfelt decision to step away from acting, announcing his retirement from Spin City. Struggling with increasing physical challenges caused by Parkinson's disease, Fox felt the toll during his later years on the show. "I felt my face hardening. My movements were constricted," he shared with the New York Times Magazine. To manage, he anchored himself against desks or walls while filming. By the end of the sitcom's fourth season and its 100th episode, he knew it was time to step back. Fox didn't retreat quietly. That same year, he founded the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, determined to bring awareness to the disease and fund research that could change lives. While modest about his contributions, saying, "Not in any way do I think I'm bringing any kind of great intellect or insight to Parkinson's," Fox hoped his celebrity status could shine a light on the cause. 2 decades later, the foundation stands as a testament to his impact, having funded over $1 billion in Parkinson's research by 2020. Though Fox's acting career slowed, his work off-screen has proven to be a legacy as enduring and influential as any role he's ever played. Sitcom veteran. After stepping away from Spin City in 2000, Michael J. Fox transitioned into a behind-the-scenes role as executive producer until the series wrapped in 2002. While it seemed like Fox might have retired from acting for good, he made a memorable return a few years later with a guest role on the medical comedy Scrubs. Playing a doctor with obsessive-compulsive disorder, Fox brought humor and heart to the character. Though he humbly reflected, "I don't think I was very good in it, but I enjoyed being back on set." Critics and fans thought otherwise. The Chicago Tribune hailed his performance as funny and touching without being a lick sentimental, and Screen Rant even named him the greatest guest star on the show. Fox continued his comeback with a recurring role on Boston Legal, where he rediscovered his passion for acting. Recalling a moment on set, he told the New York Times Magazine, "Something about that smell of the arc light made me think, acting is what I do, and I needed to find a way to do it with my new instrument." With a fresh perspective, Fox embraced a less is more approach to acting, adapting his craft to meet the challenges posed by Parkinson's. His performances in this era reminded audiences of his remarkable talent, proving that even with obstacles, Fox could still deliver powerful, unforgettable moments on screen. If you've been inspired by Michael J. Fox's story, don't forget to hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. For more incredible stories about Michael J. Fox and other extraordinary individuals, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Together, let's continue exploring the lives and legacies of those who shape our world.